perhaps a very powerful tornado. It's always hard to tell at night and just by radar what we're dealing with. But the circulation is very clear on radar, and there are reports of the tornado on the ground. Again, this is a tornado warning for Collin County now to 11:45 and Grayson County to 11:45. It is right now over Denton in northern parts of that county near Pilot Point and the lake. It will continue to move off to the east at 30 miles an hour. I'm going to put it back to reflectivity. As we deal with this tornado, a very dangerous situation in Denton County, that is the only storm right now in North Texas, and it is producing a tornado. And that flashing purple means it is a confirmed tornado. Moving over back to velocity, where we can certainly see it much better, you can see that circulation. We look for where the red and the green have come together. That shows where the core rotation is of the tornado, and you can see it is closing in on Pilot Point as we speak. It seems to have slowed down a little bit. It might have kind of formed and reformed. Sometimes that happens when they're like this. There's sometimes many vorticities, smaller vorticities inside of the larger circulation. There's a lot of chaos with a tornado, and this one at night is right around Pilot Point and looks like it has just, there's the latest information, it might have moved right over Pilot Point at this time. We've been trying to pick it up on our own C-band radar over on Lynx 3, but it is literally at the very edge of the velocity data, so we're not getting a very clear signature. But that is this is the radar out of Spinks and Fort Worth, and you can see that circulation that is now past Pilot Point, headed towards County Road 10, and will continue to go off to the east. This is towards Gunter, this is towards Weston, this is towards Anna, this is towards Melissa. So we are really getting into some higher populations now. All these areas and parts of northern Collin County have really increased in population over the last couple of years. So this is getting to be a more populated area than it was just 10 years ago. And this is a tornado that is on the ground at night approaching it. Again, there's a lot of lightning with this thunderstorm, this tornado, and the lightning goes all the way up towards the Red River, and to the north of the storm is a hailstorm going on, but the concern, of course, is the tornado. Again, I'm going to do this. I'm going to show you that circulation. It's a little bit wider apart in this particular scan. That might mean it might be in a kind of pulse down, pulse up cycle. This is a very large supercell. It's very chaotic. We're probably seeing smaller rotations getting kicked out from the storm. This, when I change it over to reflectivity, you can see now how it's almost completely rain wrapped, and you wouldn't be able to see it even if it was daytime, probably because of the way it is covered in around rain, has wrapped all the way around the rotation. But that is the rotation there, and it has passed over Pilot Point. It's leaving Lake Ray Roberts, and it continues to now heading off to the east and going into Collin County. So it's going to cross over by Salinas. So this is, of course, Highway 289 that comes, 289 that comes up from the south there, that connects Marley and Salina and Prosper. So as it approaches that road, let me highlight what I'm talking about. As it approaches that road, that is where there are substantial neighborhoods now and built-out subdivisions as it approaches off to the east. So let's put a track on it. I'm going to get the latest information from the National Weather Service on the movement of the storm, because they have just updated it again. This is an update on the warning. It's moving now east. Now they're saying 20 miles an hour. As I was saying, it was slowing down. It has. The circulation has broadened a little bit, as you can tell. It might be in a little bit of a pulse down in the moment. It's still extremely dangerous. We think a tornado crossed the lake, crossed over by Pilot Point, and is now getting ready to move into parts of Collin County. It's the northern part of Collin County, north of McKinney, where this warning is in effect till 11:45. You can see that circled area is our best guess on what we're seeing as far as the tornado, but look at that. Now it seems to be reorganizing again. It was kind of pulsing down, and it's splitting. So we have a rotation now, another one forming over the lake. We have the original circulation that is pushed off a little bit more off to the east and reforming. This is a very dangerous storm, producing tornadoes and what might be multiple tornadoes as it moves off to the east. I'm going to put it in motion, and again, what you're looking for are these areas where the green and the red are right next to each other, and I'll clear that out so you can see the chaotic nature of what a tornado is. You see just in the last 30 minutes how it went from one pulse down and now split, and it seems like two are trying to form. There could be just vortex tornado there going on, or it literally could be twin spouts on the ground. It's impossible to tell. We wouldn't see it anyway. It's at night and it's wrapped by rain, but we do know it's extremely dangerous, a considerably dangerous situation in progress, as described by the National Weather Service. In motion now off to the east at 20 miles an hour. It has slowed down. You have a little bit more in reaction time, and Marley and Weston, Selena, we have this little moment here to get shelter as it heads towards Anna and Melissa and continues to be this major threat. Of course, that's 289 that it's going to cross eventually, as I have to change the arrival time because it has slowed down. It was going up to 40 miles an hour there for a bit as it was getting into Denton County. It's now going 20 miles an hour. This first circulation that I was telling you, it is the original one. It kind of pulsed down and now it's coming back up. It's this one right here. This is the new one behind it. This circulation moving off to the east at about 20 miles an hour. The latest information has just come in, the latest scan, and it's telling me that, yeah, this is becoming more and more two circulations. Another one over Lake Roberts, and the original one that has passed now off to the east of Pilot Point, getting ready to cross into Collin County as it approaches 289 and Weston, in the town of Weston. Now that I have the new trajectory at 20 miles per hour in Weston, we're talking about 11:46. It's now 11:12. If it got all the way to Anna and Melissa, that's at midnight. If it holds together that long, we'll wait and see. That now it seems to be two circulations that we are tracking here. Two circulations from the storm. The hail is over by Gunter. It's closing in onto Howe. That's where you're getting a hailstorm. The tornado itself is south of that and headed towards Weston and Anna and Melissa. And the circulation that has been quite pronounced earlier as one storm is looking more and more like two storms. So first, there's the new one that formed on the backside that's over close to the lake. This is Highway 377. It's getting ready to cross 377 just on the east side of Lake Ray Roberts. The other circulation, which was the one we were following originally and still seems to be a tornado, circled that one. That's at around Brennan Road, Meyer Road, I hope I'm saying that right, County Road 10, which is also Blaine Road. That one is getting ready to cross the county line and go into Collin. This is very dangerous being at night like this, have a storm on the ground at night. We had Mike Pendergrass on this storm, but we have had so much trouble getting signals out of this area because of all the thunder, all the strong winds from the storms that have been coming out. I think they've been doing a lot of damage to the communication systems, and we are been efforting trying to get a hold of Mike and what he's been seeing. But this twin circulation area, another one coming over Pilot Point. Can you believe they just got through one and now another one? That is just hard to believe, but that rotation that's in front of it is the bigger one, and that is the one that is moving off to the east at 20 miles an hour. I'm just seeing this circulation continues to be more organized. This one up front ahead of it continues to kind of get a better feel for it. This is the one I'm talking about right here, and that's the county line into Collin County. That's the town of Weston. And if it's still moving at 20 miles an hour, that puts it in Weston by 11:43. It is 11:15. You actually have almost 30 minutes to prepare yourself to get into a safe space in the centermost part of your room. No windows, hopefully a door. Try to put something over you, like even a mattress or a blanket. Head injuries are your biggest concern if you're inside a well-built house from things flying around. So even a bike helmet is good to have on in a situation like that. So once it gets by Weston, now the next towns up would be Anna and Melissa. Of course, you know, this is where State Highway 121 comes up and splits from 75, and there it is. You know, this is the area that could be affected by this tornado that has slowed down and split at the same time. There's the major rotation we've been tracking, and there's the new one in its wake. There's the reflectivity, a lot of heavy rain there. To the north, where you see all this bright parts of purple and black, that is where likely the very either big hail or lots of small hail is falling. It's hard to tell sometimes in the readings, but radar is saying at least golf ball size hail going on there. Sometimes we can look in rotation in CC, what we call it, and it picks out where the large hail is, and that might be very large hail that's by Gunter. But that would make sense. That's where the highest reflectivity is. We've been on velocity most of the time here because it shows the circulation of the storm. I'll back it up just for a few minutes. That's 15 minutes. It went from one big tornado and split into two other ones as it pulsed down and pulsed back up. And this is closer to the original circulation that is at 20 miles an hour as it crosses the county line, going to be in Weston by 11:46. So Weston by 11:46 if it continues at this path. It'll cross 289, and then it'll head towards 75 at the 75-121 split, maybe a little north of there. Let me clear this out and zoom it out. If you're just now joining us, I'll let you know that this is the only thunderstorm going on. This supercell that is moving across northern Collin County and parts of Grayson, that's the only storm in all of North Texas. It is producing a tornado, perhaps a couple of tornadoes. The latest information that came in on reflectivity showed this circulation really tightening up. I can't stress to you how dangerous that looks right there. As we get a little bit closer, this is between County Road 60 to the west of it is County Road 10. It's headed right over State Highway 289 and County Road 132. It is really close now to the town of Weston. Again, we will show you that at 20 miles an hour, the last information we're getting from the National Weather Service on its forward momentum, it had slowed down. It would be in Weston at 11:43 if it kept at 20 miles an hour. But anytime a new rotation gets going, we get a little bit change in the speed as well, usually. They are getting reports of that that tornado that was back behind it is really not a tornado, a funnel cloud. At least that's what the spotter is saying. I'm seeing other reports of power flashes east of 377. So they are saying there are 2 tornadoes now. We're getting reports from a spotter, a second tornado over 377 at St. John Road. So it's a mile north of there. So there do appear to be 2 tornadoes on the ground right now. The original tornado is tracking northeast towards Tioga. Oh, wow. It's moving northeast, so it really has split off and taken a different direction. That is disturbing because this is such chaos from this major supercell, and it keeps on putting out all this rotation that is producing tornadoes. And I'm trying to get a sense that it is moving differently, but it looks like to me it continues to move east-southeast, maybe more east of southeast, but it is certainly the first rotation, what appears to be the stronger tornado right there. There were reports of a funnel cloud and then reports of a tornado with the storm that is the circulation that is near Tioga, but that is not the bigger one, obviously. In fact, in the latest velocity update, that looks like that has died out. I'm not surprised. Those ones that are trailing behind usually have trouble keeping their circulation. But this primary one, it is still going strong. So this is I hate to see this at night on a Memorial Day weekend, no less, and to think that we've had this storm move over Lake Roy Roberts as a possible tornado. Where all these people are camping on Memorial Day. So as it is approaching Weston, okay, I'm trying to think some of these things that are around this area, but basically the road out of Weston heading west out of there, that's Farm to Market Road 455, and that is kind of the place where this storm seems to be wanting. This tornado is kind of headed. So, we're State Highway 289. If you're familiar with this area, there's 289, a very well-traveled road. I was telling you earlier, that as it crosses up towards Gunter, that is where it's going to cross, okay, just to the south of Gunter in Collin County. Right around North Louisiana Drive, it seems where it is right now. There's County Road 97, County Road 132. Let me again circle this. That's the tornado, and that is the town of Weston. You are in its path. 11:42 now, the arrival time. It is 11:22. This circulation has been moving at 20 miles per hour to the east-southeast, the best I can tell. This is still, you've got some time from Anna, because we're talking about after midnight in Anna and Melissa. But this is closing in on the town of Weston. And we will, again, circle this. The tornado warning goes to 11:45. I know if you're in Grayson County, you're getting information that you're under a tornado warning, confirmed tornado warning, but the tornado is to your south. You're getting the hail and the lightning. The tornado itself is in Collin County, just crossing 289 at this moment. Crossing 289 north of Salina, it is headed towards Weston. And Chambersville is off towards the south of Weston. You also might be in the path of this if it continues to move just a little south of east. It has slowed down and has been turning right. And now, without that circulation behind it, it's really starting to wind up again. And there you go, another circulation trying to form behind it. This is, say that again, Julie, I'm sorry. Okay, let's talk to Mike Prendergrass. He's been here in this area all night. Mike, please tell me what you're seeing.
side of Pilot Point here. This is where the circulation had gone over earlier. And I'm seeing lots of tree debris down. There's no power at all through here. Here's a larger tree. I don't know if you can see this on my shot here. That's kind of blocking the road here, but lots of small trees, stuff like that down right now. I saw the circulation kind of look like it went through the north side, so I'm kind of getting to that area now. So this is likely RFD damage from the winds wrapping around. But yeah, I'll keep an eye out. I'll let you know if I find any more significant damage here in Pilot Point.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, it does appear like it crossed the lake and went right over Pilot Point. And Mike is reporting trees down in that area, as you would expect. Very powerful winds. That circulation right now is off to his east by about almost 11 miles off to his east. It is very close now to the town of Weston. We've been trying to warn you, Weston residents, that this tornado is approaching you. I know there's winds all over the place right now because I can see it in the velocity data. It looks like this thing is winding up because it's starting to get another inflow notch. At the same time, we're seeing a wraparound come around and try to tighten up this circulation. So there's a lot of concern still here. We're at 11:25 at night, and this tornado, it just seems to be in full bore, heading down towards Weston. Full circulation showing up on radar. And we can look at the velocity in a couple of ways, but this will allow us to maybe sample some of the wind speeds coming out of that storm. And again, this is about 4,000 feet off the ground, and you got 50, 60 mile per hour winds, but we don't know what the winds are with this tornado that appears to be on the ground headed almost to Weston. This is State Road 289, the road that goes to Gunter. And you can see it is passing 289 right now. It's probably just off to the east at this moment as it heads for the town of Weston. There's the latest information. I'll zoom out so we can see that gate to gate that we talk about all the time. When the greens and the reds come together, you notice how they're a little bit further apart in the moment. That is promising. It might be pulsing down for a moment before it tries to gather strength again. That would be good news for the town of Weston, but that is no certainty. We are seeing this storm at about 4,000 feet over the ground. We don't know what's happening underneath it. The radar can't reach it. So there could be we think there's a tornado on the ground here, and we wouldn't be able to see it with velocity, but any kind of evidence would come from Storm Tracker. So we're getting some reports in now that confirms what Mike was seeing of some damage in Pilot Point, certainly a lot of trees down in that area. We're seeing some pictures of that damage now in social media sites. It is approaching Weston, and just like that, it is. I see what happened. Yeah, so the velocity, what happened is the velocity skipped on us. It has now moved to where it's almost due east. There it is now. And unfortunately, this real quick reformation of this velocity puts it almost directly right over Weston here shortly. I was hoping that it would move a little bit to the south of it, but at 11:36, it's 11:28. We're talking about in 6 or 8 minutes, this circulation could be right over the small town of Weston, just as it continues to head towards 75 there. That is the circulation. I'll again circle it. And it's somewhere right in there, we think, is a tornado. We've had a confirmed tornado, and it is difficult at night to continue with the information. Now, they said when it crossed 289, it was a tornado. that a spotter watched it cross 289, and I was telling you that when there's 289 right there, and the circulation would go right over, and the spotter was there and saw a tornado there. So we're going to assume that it's right there. It must be, given the circulation and what we're hearing from trained spotters. So this is a nighttime tornado. There's a tremendous amount of lightning associated with this storm. Most of the worst lightning is to the north from it. There's the latest velocity data showing it inching closer to the town of Weston. There's some very strong winds on the north part of the circulation. As these storms go up and down, and the pure chaos that is near the lower part of the storm, we do get all sorts of side readings in the velocity data, but the tornado appears, the best we can tell using the velocity data, because it is bouncing around the gate to gate, is right over Weston. This is delayed by about a minute and a half because this is the National Weather Service radar that does a volume scan, and right now they're in the sales mode, the storm mode, so they're only doing usually the lower 3 levels and getting that out right away. So we're getting rather pertinent information on a timely basis. There is still a little bit of a delay. Town of Weston. All right, there's the town of Anna and Melissa, much bigger populations as we cross 75. As the closer we get to 75, the more likely this tornado will hit a subdivision. There is that circulation over by Lone Star Road and Weston and Farm to Market 543. And just now approaching the bigger town of Melissa, which obviously is a major concern. Now, we know it was approaching Weston. We're trying to warn you. I think it continues somewhere in this vicinity. It might split the difference between Anna and Melissa, but that's all filled in here over the last 5 years with residents. So now they're a very populated area. Moving this tornado right over Weston, headed towards Anna and Melissa as it crosses 75. Now they have canceled the tornado warning, the part that was up in Grayson County, Cook County, I'm sorry, because of the the obvious thing is that the circulation and another one that is behind it, that one is right behind it might be a tornado as well, but you can see the main tornado right over Weston. That one is all in Collin County. So it looks like they've redrawn the polygon again. The tornado warning, confirmed tornado, 11:45. And the town of Weston is right there under it. I'll change it over reflectivity to see. Yeah, look how wound up it is now. It has we have a clear inflow, and it's another, the rear flank is starting to wrap it. So there's no reason to believe this is not a tornado on the ground still from earlier reports of tornado. We're going to go to Mike Prendergrass in just a moment to get from Pilot Point. I just wanted to sample some of these winds that we're seeing coming out in this rotation, but we know that this rotation moved right over Pilot Point by the lake. We have Mike Pendergrass there to tell us what he's seeing. Mike?
Yeah, hey, I'm in downtown Pilot Point. I'm in the square here. There is no power at all, completely out. Lots of tree damage. I found a tree that was on somebody's house well here in town. I don't see evidence of a tornado, at least not on this part of town, but definitely high winds for sure caused quite a bit of damage through the town here.
No surprise there, Mike. I mean, It was kind of pulsing up and down when it was crossing Pilot Point. So, might have just been downburst winds associated with that tornado that was skipping around as it was moving down to the southeast at that moment. But they are reporting power flashes now around the western area. That's sometimes a sign of a tornado on the ground just ripping apart the power lines. It can be done by wind, but power flashes are a good indication of tornado. And that, by the way, what Mike was just talking about in Pilot Point, he is right now in downtown Pilot Point. This circulation has now gone about 17 miles further down the road and now over Weston, where they're reporting these power flashes. Anna, Melissa, 75, if you live up and down 75, you need to know that there's a possible, I keep saying possible because the velocity at moments is some clear and then another moment not so clear. Let's just say there's a tornado here, and it is now past Weston and moving towards 75. Anna, Melissa, these are some very populated areas. A lot of suburbs have been built right along this area on both sides of 75 and towards Anna and Melissa. Repeat that, Julie. What were you saying? Mike's gone? Okay. 75. You said Mike is on or Mike is? No. Okay. Sorry. I'm going to circle that circulation again. Weston, Anna, Melissa, I'm telling you, there's a tornado headed your way. We have that tornado warning in progress, 11:45. We're getting reports of tornado damage where this storm is, and now we have a spotter reporting that just 5 miles east of Preston, 455. That seems a little dated. Anyway, they're reporting a large wedge, probably seen by lightning flashes. So that's a tornado on the ground being reported. And this is County Road 210. This is the small town of Chambersville. Of course, 75 is right there. It's going to cross 75 somewhere just to the north of Melissa and maybe hit Anna directly or pass on the southern edge of Anna. All this has been built out, as you know, if you're familiar with this area, all this has been built out over the last, certainly the last 10 years, but probably more accurately say over the last 5 is with this building boom. This is one of the faster growing areas in the DFW area. And this tornado is going to move over where all this has been built up. We're getting more reports of power flashes in the western area as the rotation has been moving over there. The tornado has been moving over Weston, and now it's going to cross 75 and be between Melissa and Anna, and I think that's a debris signal. Yeah, we know there's a tornado on the ground, and just to the west of the circulation now, we're seeing debris that has been kicked up in the air and really far up in the air because we're in northern Collin County, and that means the debris that you're seeing right there, and that icon means it's picking up debris that has been pushed up into the atmosphere by the tornado. That's almost a mile above the tornado. It's 4,500 feet, and despite the fact it's that high up in the air, we just got a debris signal. That's an indication of a powerful tornado, folks, and it is passed right over Weston. And now the latest radar information shows it, and it shows it so close now to 75, and Anna and Melissa, we're not going anywhere. We're trying to keep you safe. I'll change it over to reflectivity, and we can see the hook on this supercell very clearly. These are the warnings out that now are in Hunt County to 12:15. It is in Collin County right now, northern Collin County, where this tornado is, but heads up Hunt County at its current direction and pace. You are in this confirmed tornado warning that is coming in at nighttime from the west. Fannin County is also in the warning. We'll have to wait and see if it continues its east path or if it's going to want to turn a little bit to the right. Tornado on the ground being reported near Weston. It is tracking towards Anna and northern Melissa in the next 5 to 10 minutes. I'm reading from the National Weather Service as they've been tracking it, and these are the things that we've been telling you as well. There is the debris signature that you can see. I'll show you the rotation is matched it. That has just a few moments old. There is the clear inflow notch that shows the circulation. And that is what we refer to as the hook of a supercell. It is almost always situated in the southwest or south side of the supercell. It is going to move over Anna and Melissa. It's has the potential to do tremendous damage. This is a very serious situation. We have this tornado coming through late at night on a holiday. It went over Ray Roberts Lake, and now it's gone over Weston, and we're getting debris. It's probably from the town of Weston. Debris way up in the atmosphere, almost a mile. The debris has been kicked up into the atmosphere, and that could be likely debris from the tornado on the ground in Weston. Anna, Melissa, do you have friends in those towns? Call them real quick. They have a moment at the current pace. This is about a little bit before midnight. It's 11:40 right now. You got about 10 minutes to make the call if you know people in this area and let them know a tornado is bearing down on them. Yeah, that's a great reminder that, there's been so much damage by this tornado. You might not have a phone line working, but you can text, and hopefully that will get through. This tornado is going to get so close to Anna, and all this area that has been built out is in the path. This is a report now from Valley View. This was earlier in the evening in Valley View that appears to have been hit by a tornado. Several overturned semi-trucks along with broken telephone poles. This was when it crossed I-35. Remember, that was way back in this coverage when it crossed 35, and now we're getting reports of the damage there. It appears to me, by looking at the velocity data, that this rotation that went over Weston and produced the debris is now almost right at 75. It's almost right there at the highway. It's going to cross there at County Road 366 and Farm to Market 455. I know they have names. I'm sorry, I don't know them off the top of my head. But that's that exit that you take at 455 to get into Anna. I think the tornado is very, very close to right there. The exit to the south of Outer Loop Road, the tornado is either there or just to the north of it. If this is your area, you need to take shelter immediately. There is a tornado on the ground. We're getting reports of damage. We're getting reports of power flashes. We've had our storm spotter, Mike Pendergrass, who was on the ground in Pilot Point where this tornado went over, reporting damage. We know it's been doing damage. And right now, it seems to be just ready to cross 75. I was telling you earlier, I think it's going to split the difference between Anna and Melissa. though, as you know, if you're familiar with this entire area has been built up, it seems, and especially along both sides of 75, and that is where this tornado is going to cross. This is just north of Chambersville. This is just right around Kelly, a little south of that. And crossing 75 puts it in Melissa and Anna, and eventually Chambliss if it continues the way its course. Now they haven't, I'll pan out and show you where they have put the new tornado warning out that goes till after midnight to 11:15 for the eastern part of northern Collin County, but they're including Fannin County, and they certainly are including Hunt County with the track being more east southeast. It's kind of a right turning storm. You can see there's Pilot Point where Mike has been, and I can draw out kind of how the track has been, right like that. So you notice it's not due east. It's just a little bit south of east, and the velocity is really showing that it's been lingering over west and it's slowed down right there, and that's where we got the debris signature and the rotation. So let's put it into the latest, and there it is moving over the interstate. So this is just the last 15 minutes, so I'm not showing you a lot of the movement. Let me take off the rotation signal, and I will clear the earlier marking, and you can see that rotation. See it right over Weston? It's going to move right over Weston, produce the debris signature, and now as we look at the latest information, there it is. There's the tornado right there, getting ready to cross 75 near County Road 366. I think that's the outer loop one. Yeah, so that's the outer loop exit. Though Farm Market 455 is just to the north. Again, we're looking at this storm at about 4,600 feet, so tornadoes rarely point straight down. It could be anywhere in this general vicinity where the tornado has made contact with the ground and is doing damage. I'm trying to follow at the same time all the updated information that we're getting in from the National Weather Service. And there are reports, more reports coming in of the damage that has been in the path of this storm. They have canceled the tornado watch for Cook and Denton because the tornado now obviously has passed that area, but they continued the tornado watch until 1 p.m. now for Anna and Melissa. I can show you that just real quick. That is the updated tornado watch until 1 o'clock for Collin County and up into Hunt County as well. And of course, they're both in the path of this rotation. You know, when I zoom out, you really can see it so much more clearly, can't you? Right there, where the green and the red meet. That's right at 75, and that is approaching Melissa and Anna. Let me show you the lightning. There's been so much lightning with this. Now, most of it is with the hail core in north. As you approach the Red River, it's just a tremendous lightning storm with this supercell. When I put up reflectivity, you can see where the hail is, when the heavy rain and the hail is now just lunging forward across northern Collin County, headed into the southern part of Fannin and into Hunt County. It is very much a large hail maker, by the way, that's going on to the north of this tornado, part as well of this powerful storm that has produced a tornado. And we are getting reports of large hail as well. Radar is estimating walnut size, which isn't that big, honestly, but we'll continue to monitor that. But the main threat, obviously, is the tornado. So as we look at velocity and try to make sense of all that, we are getting reports of a funnel behind this system. Another rotation back in here. Oh my, this supercell is just, I'm looking right here. They're getting reports that right there, that is making a funnel cloud, so a tornado trying to form, but that's the tornado. And zooming in a little closer, so we were telling you how it was approaching Highway 75. It looks like it's over Highway 75. It's gonna, if you're familiar with this area, all right, just around Melissa, just to the southwest of Melissa is where 75 and 121, 121 crosses 75, and so this is a major intersection down here. That's if you go just to the north of that, where all that construction was just finished, and that's where they cross. That's 4 miles to the north is where this tornado is crossing 75. It appears. Again, as we look at rotation 4,000 feet up and the tornado rarely pointing straight down from the rotation, somewhere around the outer loop road exit, and maybe just to the north of it. It really is hard to tell, but this general area, I know that area. There is just a lot of buildings there and a lot of suburbs when you cross and get into newly built suburbs when you cross and get into parts of southern Anna. That's State Highway 121 that's going up towards the northeast. And again, the green and the red together, gate to gate we call it. That is what I circled right there. And that is the tornado. The warning goes to 12:15. I'll zoom out a little bit more. The warning for Hunt County is included in that, as well as the warning in Fannin County. This is, let me see if I can get, so the report from the National Weather Service is basically what I was just saying, that if the tornado is still on the ground, it is right over Highway 75 right now and is on the south side of Anna. And that means that here at almost midnight, there is a tornado on the ground moving through northern Collin County. That is a lot of lightning with it. And that's the only warning you're getting. It's happening at night. I hope you're getting these warnings that are coming out off your phone, because there's a lot of power lines. A lot of power is out now. This tornado has been on the ground for a while and just been ripping apart the power lines and telephone lines and everything. So you might just only have cellular service at this point. And there it is, crossing 75.